Well, hello xenographers everywhere, and welcome to another episode. What is the best quality in a lens? Sharpness? Colour? Resistance to chromatic aberration? I would suggest it's none of these. I would suggest the best quality a lens can have is character, and that doesn't have to cost mega bucks. Today we're going to look at 3 lenses that have loads of character that will cost you less than a couple of rounds at the pub. And those 3 lenses are the Pentacon 50mm f1.8, the Zeiss Jena Tessar 50mm f2.8 and the Helios 44 58mm f2. These are high quality optics that will make great images, and while they might be looked down on by some, don't listen to the naysayers, they've missed the point. These lenses all give unique and wonderful images that few other lenses could make. The Pentacon 50mm f1.8 is an East German lens. It's a Meyer Optik Görlitz design from, I think, the late 50s, early 60s. Do correct me if I'm wrong, and it's a cracking little lens. It has a really old school feel, and even shooting on a digital camera, its overall look is straight from the 1960s. It's a soap bubble lens, meaning that if you shoot it wide open, it'll give you hundreds of bubbles in the back of the shot that are completely wild and totally uncontrolled. They stack up on top of each other, they jostle each other and push each other out of the way in a most rude and unruly manner, and we're left with a profusion of bubbly goodness that just cannot be restrained. Now, many photographers who own posher lenses might criticise this one for its wild and unruly ways, but those wild ways are the point of the lens, at least they are in the 21st century. This lens is not lacking in sharpness either, and while it might not be quite as sharp as some fancier vintage lenses, the difference is ultimately tiny. Nobody will see it unless they're looking for it. Contrast is good, colours are old school, and black and white shots look straight out of 1967, but this lens's greatest quality is atmosphere. Who cares if test charts show it's flawed with chromatic aberration and field curvature? Users of fancier and more expensive lenses might, but again, that misses the point. These so-called flaws are what makes this lens great. A good one will cost around £30, one of the cheapest vintage lenses on the market, and one of the most fun lenses you can buy. The Carl Zeiss Jena Tessar 50mm f2.8 is another East German lens with bags of character, but its character is very different to the Pentacon. This is a much better behaved lens, and where the Pentacon is wild and unruly, this one is sensible and reserved. But what it lacks in wildness, it makes up for in other areas. If you like punchy colours, this lens is for you. Other lenses are delicate, restrained, almost polite in their representation of colour, but not this one. When it comes to colour, this one's a rude boy. Colours are big, brash, loud, turned up to at least 11 and probably a bit more. This lens doesn't care what anyone thinks. It just loves the world to be colourful, and it paints those colours big and bold. Using this lens is a bit like going from Kansas to Oz, a bit like stepping from black and white into a world of Technicolor. It takes the ordinary world and transforms it, squeezing out every drop of colour it can. It really is spectacular. It's decidedly uncool and unfashionable, and therefore quite cool and fashionable. It's like the spotty, bookish kid at school who likes reading and gets bullied, but eventually becomes a rock star while everyone else goes into the insurance industry. Those who detract do so at their peril. This lens has star quality. As well as great colours, it's incredibly sharp. One of the sharpest vintage lenses you can buy, in fact. If you're out of razor blades, you could have a shave with this lens, and if you don't need a shave, you could slice up garlic really, really thin. All of which to say, this lens is very sharp indeed, and it will cost you between £10 and £20. Really, that's all it costs. You can make some fantastic images with it and have a shave and make a really nice pasta with plenty of thinly sliced garlic so the flavour really infuses. And it's practically free. Finally, a lens with more character than Donald Trump, Saul Goodman and Marlene Dietrich all stuck in a lift together. It's one of my personal favourites. It's the 58mm Helios 44 and 44-2, which are essentially the same lens. My first vintage lens was a Helios 44 and I still have that lens today. Why? Because, quite simply, there's nothing like it. Well, actually, there is something like it. The Zeiss Biotar 58mm f2. The Helios is a straight copy of the Biotar and it does everything the Biotar can do for around a fifth of the price. In fact, between you and me, I think the Helios might do it a bit better. This lens's party trick is swirly bokeh, and if you like a bit of the swirly stuff, this lens is for you. What's the swirliest thing you can think of? Whatever it is, this lens is swirlier. Swirl doesn't appear all the time though, it's distance dependent, and the best way to manifest that swirl is to shoot with a natural, non-regular background about 10 to 15 feet from your subject, with the camera about 5 to 8 feet from the subject. Get the distances right and the swirl just leaps out right in front of your eyes. When the bokeh isn't swirling, don't expect it to comb its hair, put on a tie and be sensible. It can be smooth, but you usually need to be up close for that to happen. More often it's untidy, nervous, jittery, badly behaved and downright rebellious too. It's like a badly behaved screen actor who turns up on set late, drunk and incoherent, but who still manages to give an unforgettable performance. It won't charge as much for that performance as the movie star either. You can find a good copy of this lens for around £30, whereas most actors I know won't get out of bed for less than £37.99. Each of these lenses is a classy piece of glass, offering quality and character for the price of a pizza. Or maybe 2 pizzas. Maybe even 3 pizzas if you know where to get a good deal. Anyway, the pizzas don't matter. What matters is that you can buy a genuinely unique lens full of character and personality for about £30. Buy one, try one. I promise you, you won't regret it. So that's it from me for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the bell before you go. And if you like the content on this channel and you'd like to support it, you can do so at patreon.com/zonography. As ever, many thanks for watching, and I will see you next time for some more Zenography.